Hi you guys, welcome back to Dance Teacher Web. This is Aaron Turner, and I'm going to be teaching a tap exercise, something that I've actually taught or touched on before, which is something used for separation of your feet or separation of sounds. It's really great for beginner levels, having an understanding of what the mechanics are of the steps and the sounds that you make with your feet. I know that I've taught this in some of my beginner level classes. There may even be a video of this at a beginner level because it's really great for young students to have. But there are more intermediate and advanced variations of this very same step that follows the same mechanics. And granted, majority of these steps are all things that I've learned from other people or I've also used as a tool in order to make my feet better or separate my feet as well. So majority of these tap sounds, steps, and exercises are all shared and have been things that I've picked up from other people that I've found useful and that my students normally pick up on and have found useful for themselves as well. So the simplest version was understanding numbers 1 through 4, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very straightforward. 1 being the tap, 2 being the heel, 3 being the ball, 4 being the heel into the floor. 1 through 4, very simple, straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting off with beginners with this is great. Then eventually you can teach them in order as far as what numbers they need to double. So 1, 2 would be, 3 would be, and 4 would be. And this is something I know that I've taught before. I would usually do 4 of each number. So 1, 1, before I would switch on to 2s. 2s, 3s, and 4. And like I said, I would normally do 4 of each number. Then you can make that a little bit harder and have them do 1s and 3s. 2s and 4s, of course. And then the tough one at the end, which is all of them. And then I do something called pop quiz once my students have a really good understanding of this, where I just yell out a number. They're going to be doing 4 of each, and then I'll yell out a new number, and then they change it for those next 4. But that happens later on in the year once they really have a good understanding of this. And normally I keep it to the pattern that I told you, so they have some structure in the beginning and they understand what's going to come next. And that's great for beginner levels. The way that I learned the intermediate level was once you have a good understanding of one side of your brain, I'd say, you have to stop thinking about it and start focusing on another side. So doing the same exercise with my right foot, I'm going to start incorporating my left foot as well. So the simplest variation of that would be starting to add in my heel on the other side, in between the sounds that I'm doing. So I still have 1 through 4 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. This foot starts coming in, though, in between. And so I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4. And a lot of times in order to switch, you're going to leave off your last note. Okay, so again, the simplest variation of that was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the way I'm doing that is because I'm not thinking about my right foot any longer. The 1 through 4 is kind of on autopilot. I'm worried about my standing leg and keeping that in time. So again, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you can also continue on with the exercise, meaning you have to start doubling numbers. And that's going to sound like 1, 2, 3, 4. Where if you were to just look at one foot, I'm still just doing the same thing with my one foot. In between there, I'm doing. So that would be number 1. That's me doubling number 1. 1. 2 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. So you can start putting those together, maybe 2 of each. So start off with the simplest variation, which is just walking it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's say ones, twos, threes, fours, 1 and 3s, 2s and 4s. Everything. And that, I would say, is a much more difficult variation. But what are we doing? Separating out our feet, separating out the sounds, working right and left, worried about the standing leg. Same pattern, same numbers, all the stuff applies for beginners, same thing for intermediates, and same thing for advanced. So that is very tough. I mean, that could be advanced level 100%, especially the speed that you're taking it. For advanced level, though, I start to incorporate other things to do with your standing leg, so you can do that entire exercise with the ball of your foot, would be the next thing I would do, and probably the smartest. So instead of heel for everything, we're doing ball, and so on, and all those numbers and everything apply. So 1 would be 2, 3, and 4. That would be, let's say, mixing it up a little bit more, making it a little bit more advanced, and the same numbers apply. You can do 1s and 3s and 2s and 4s. Whew. 2s and 4s would be, whew. You can do all of them as well, doubling up all numbers. And it's difficult, as you see. Yeah, I continually make mistakes. It is hard to get your brain to switch onto that and worrying about one side while you're trying to keep another side in time. The most advanced variation of that I've tried to mix up and do, and again that I've seen other people do, is using both the ball and the heel on your standing foot. So you're going to want to alternate the one side. So what you want to have them think of is one foot just working on automatic through, and the standing leg is doing this. So you're going back and forth between the ball and the heel. So it would be here, 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 here. And so with that last one, I started with the ball instead of the heel, which you can specify what you want them to do. They can start all with the heel, they can start all with the ball every time they switch, or you can have them just switch every time, and it doesn't necessarily matter which one they start with. It is very tough. It is tough to do, and I tried not to think about it. You want to try to get both of those feet on autopilot. But the same numbers and everything apply. So if we're going to start with the heel on each of those, it would be heel, then ball, heel, ball, heel, then I switch, heel, ball, heel, then I switch, heel, ball, heel, then I switch, heel, ball, heel, then I switch. I also said that can be done with the ball as your starting point as well. And then of course you can start to double those numbers. So that would be, one would be ball, ball. 2 would be then doubling the ball of your standing leg. 3, 4, and that's the ball. And that continues to get tough. You can then do 1 and 3s and 2s and 4s and all of that stuff as well. So this is kind of a tongue twister that you really want to break down nice and slow. And I don't think this is the type of thing that you'll get in one try. As you saw, I have to take multiple tries in order to get it right. But it is a really great and fun exercise for those students who like to be challenged. You can even make it where every time you're doing a double, they switch their standing leg as well. So instead of one being both on the heel, it could be, so they switch every time they're doing their standing leg, which is just, it's a little cruel I'll be honest, but again, some people find this stuff really fun and how you're working their brain in such a way as well as working their feet. So that whole pattern you can do using a standing leg heel, standing leg ball, or alternating, but the pattern remained the same with my working leg, which was 1 through 4 and doubling those numbers, then doing 1s and 3s and 2s and 4s and all of them. And yeah, it's something that I've worked with a whole bunch of students, and it's something you can do all throughout the year because it takes a long time, and practice makes perfect, so you can just continue to work on this type of stuff. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing, and I hope that you guys can use this exercise in your classes.